Hello and welcome to the Dump and Chase podcast on 88.1 FM, WLS Start Lewis University in Romeoville, Illinois. Reid and Rebecca with you in the studio this Thursday evening. And if you listened to the show last semester, you know that kind of did a little bit more NHL roundup and news and a little bit of fantasy thrown in there. This semester, we're going to be changing it up a little bit. We're going to have members of the Flyers hockey team joining us hopefully every week. But to start off the show, we have David Pickell on today. Thank you so much for joining us today, David.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And so, first show of the semester, we'll see how this goes, but first interview, which is great to have you. We had your teammate Dylan on last semester during our To Kill DJ show, so that was great to kind of get a little bit more of an inside scoop on you guys and kind of learn a little bit more about the players on the team, which is great. So, first topic. This weekend, you guys played DePaul, right. Friday, Saturday, 2-game series, senior night. What's kind of running through your mind getting ready for that series, especially being the last home one, and you being a senior, last one of your career?
Oh, man. I mean, it's kind of nerve-wracking, in all honesty. But, you got to find a way to push through it, And I'm thinking, like, I'm just trying to go in and be like, this is going to be a regular game.
Sure.
Just don't get too excited, because like once you get too excited, you start making bad plays, you get nervous with the puck, and stuff like that. And it's tough to think. I also have friends and like former teammates that also play on DePaul.
Sure.
So I'm going in there, I'm like, dang, I'm playing against some of the guys that I used to play with in high school.
Sure.
So it's crazy to think that I'm going to be playing against former teammates, and then against my last year, and it's kind of nerve-wracking, but trying to just be calm and not put that aside. Yeah.
This whole season in general being your last season, did you go into it with any different prep work or just any other season, just trying to just kind of stay focused on the end goal?
Well, I mean, I have been going to the gym a lot, like trying to stay fit.
Sure.
Of course, dieting is also a big part.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I've been hitting a vegan diet for a year and some change now, and compared to like when I was like a meat eater, it helped me because like I feel a lot more energized during games and like just refurbished.
Sure.
And it's been helping. So hitting the gym, hitting the kitchen, like learning new diets.
Yeah, just making sure everything's good for one final year.
Oh yeah.
Take it back in your final season. Let's take it back to the beginning. How old were you when you started playing, and what was kind of the driving influence behind you starting to play?
I actually had no drive to play hockey.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny because I think the story, I was 5 years old, and the story with me, I think I was just watching TV. I don't really remember I was 5, but like I was watching TV, and like my dad's channel surfing, and like there's an AHL game. It's a minor league game. The
Sure.
Chicago Wolves are playing, I think, Milwaukee Admirals or something.
Solid matchup.
And real solid. Yeah. And I'm thinking, I'm like, I was just, apparently my eyes were like glued onto the screen, and my mom, which is like full blown Filipino,
Okay.
like fresh off the boat, knows nothing about hockey. She comes up to my dad and says like, it'd be really cool if we like signed him up for a skating class. And like from there, like it's funny because like my dad still watches videos with me sometimes, and I watch these videos. I'm like, oh my God, that's how I started. Like, are you serious? I'm like skating with a traffic cone around.
Sure.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, I could barely hold myself up. But from there, I wanted to I started to love it. I couldn't wait to like go to I think it was called like Little Steamers or something like that out in Park Ridge.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't wait to go. And then I remember for Christmas, I asked Santa, quote unquote Santa, for a hockey stick, and I got my hockey stick, and I just exploded in euphoria. I'm just like, oh my God, this is real. I'm gonna become a hockey player.
Yeah.
And it just started off from there.
That's crazy. I think that's how a lot of people get into the sport, even if you play or not play. Because even like it's just like for me, it was just parents flipping through the channels and like, look at that, hockey's on. It's not really a sport that a lot of people are exposed to, compared to the other big ones in North America or the U.S. at least, So that's a great story, honestly. Just started from just a random TV surfing. Wow. Throughout that time that you were playing, as you kind of grew up with hockey, what was kind of the driving force to continue playing? Because obviously a lot of kids, growing up, their parents put them in, like the 3-4 kind of standard sports, and, maybe one sticks. What was it for you about hockey that made it stick and be like, okay, this is something I want to actually, put a little bit more effort into and actually continue with?
Easy. It's probably 2 words I could say: brotherhood and passion. It's just so many. I had so many friends, so many brothers that come along the way that I still talk to some of them today.
Sure.
And I think just the commitment. It's something. I mean, this might sound cliche, but it's something like you don't really see in like other sports, at least from what I mean. I played other sports, but I always just loved hockey, and I loved the people in it, the coaches, just the fans. Like Snarl goes, like, yeah, it's just there's something different.
Just
like,
that whole environment around it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It drives me crazy, and I think about it every day. And now it's coming to an end. I'm just like, wow.
It's coming all full circle now. Yeah.
Yep.
During your time growing up, any players you looked up to, kind of modeled your play style after, or even still today, any kind of NHLers that you try to emulate?
2 players I could say today. I would probably say Brandon Saad from the Hawks.
Okay.
He's definitely a grinder. I try to match his play style.
Sure.
And the finesse of Tyler Seguin from the Dallas Stars.
Sure.
He's one of my biggest people I look up to.
Role models.
So.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Throughout your career, obviously we talked to a lot of athletes say maybe have to give something up along their way to keep playing hockey. Anything that you had to give up to keep your career going, whether it be, making that jump from, into high school or into college, anything that kind of, you had to put aside to pursue hockey?
One thing, not many people knew about this about me, but I was a big drummer.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
Wow.
I used to play the drums. I played the drums for, I think, at least 6 to 8 years.
Okay.
And I knew freshman year of college, it was I know the workload was going to be crazy,
Sure.
especially being an athlete as well. And I'm like, oh man, I think I got to choose hockey over drumming.
Yeah.
Even though I did both in high school, obviously, and I just thought, once I graduated, I'm like, what do I like more? I'm like,
yeah,
I like hockey more.
You had to choose, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a tough decision.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely was.
It's kind of that big crossroads you're at, especially for your situation, going right into college, another huge part of your life in front of you too. Yeah, which can only complicate it even more. Wow, interesting. Yep. So your number 2. Any reason for the number? How has that been the number the whole career? Had it shifted? Any really reason behind it, or?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Funny story. I've always been 55 for majority of my career.
Okay.
And I love that number.
Any story behind 55?
It was in my youth at Blackhawk camp. I think. Or no, I think when I was around middle school playing Pee-wees or something.
Okay.
They were handing out jerseys and what number do you want? Every kid's like, oh, 21, 11, something like that. And when the coach got to me, I had no clue, no idea.
Weren't even thinking about it.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. And he's just out of the blue. He's like, how about 55? And I'm like, 55? That's like an offensive lineman number, 55. You gotta be kidding me. And I'm just like, all right, 55. I'll stick with 55. And all the way out through high school till I graduated high school, I've been 55. And when I came here and switched to number 2, it was a funny story. Because I wanted something different in college. I originally wanted to be number 20.
Okay.
And I went to a different school, and my prospect number was 20. I went here, my prospect number was also 20. I'm like, it's got to be some sort of coincidence. and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh God, I want to be number 20. And so I go up to the old head coach, Danny, who we're playing against this coming weekend, tomorrow. He comes up to me, he's like, what number you want? I'm like, I want 20. And he's like, all right, sounds good. And then a couple days go by, everybody's getting their jerseys. And since I was considered a transferred freshman, since I went to a different school, I was like, hey, where's my jersey? What's going on here? He's like, oh, well, we kind of had to make some cuts. We can't put the 0 into your jersey, so we're just going to give you 2. I'm just like, I didn't want that. I wanted 20.
Man.
He's like, oh, you're just going to get 2. I just stuck with 2.
That's
I
crazy.
guess couldn't really
And it's
change it from there.
just been 2 ever since.
Yeah, it's a good career number, I guess. I mean, I've been doing pretty good with 2.
So you said you transferred to Lewis. Did you play? How many seasons have you been with the Flyers? Is it 3 then? Did you transfer after 1 year, or what's your kind of story post high school? Let's kind of talk about that maybe.
Okay, so post high school, I finished up with Maine Township High School over by Des Plaines Park Ridge area.
Okay.
By O'Hare, if nobody really knows, but
sure.
Yeah, I finished up. I got scouted by a couple schools. I didn't even get looked at by Lewis.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which is a funny thing. And I committed to Holy Cross University out in South Bend, Indiana.
Okay.
Which was like a feeder school to Notre Dame, which I thought was like pretty cool.
Sure.
To like get my shot.
I would say have that little path, hopefully, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, like I have like this school, that school, and I stuck with the 2 schools, Northern Michigan, which was like a big hike. It was like an 8-hour drive from where I live. So I'm like, I can't do that.
How far north is Northern Michigan? Are they like all the way up?
They're up in the upper peninsula.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. So they're up in the UP. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little trek. Yeah.
So my mom wasn't too happy when I was leaving going towards that side. I'm like, oh, what other options I got? And I decided to go to South Bend, Indiana, play at Holy Cross.
Okay.
And I committed there. They offered me a scholarship, everything. So I was like all set.
Sure.
And then I start hearing rumors once I get onto campus. They're like, hey, something's going on with the hockey program, blah, blah, blah. And
oh,
like,
really?
What do you mean? And they start talking, and like the team got together, and we met with the coach and like the board and everything like that. Because apparently the hockey program was going to close down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, dang, like I just got here.
I was saying,
like, what do you mean?
You're sitting there as a new freshman, like I came here to play hockey, and now,
Yeah, absolutely. And I was supposed to actually be the one to revamp the organization.
Really?
Yeah. And I was thinking, I'm like, wow, what am I gonna do? And then like once the decision was final, they cut the program and everything.
Wow.
So I was actually at that. I attended that school for like I think like 5 days or something.
No way.
Like that.
Oh my gosh.
5 days. Yeah.
So then
crazy.
did you go from there to Lewis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and my roommate, we were looking for like roster spots. We're like,
sure.
Oh, what's open? And we try to get contact with coaches. We're like, roster's full, can't help you. And unfortunately, my roommate Anthony Chesro, shout out to him by the way. Hopefully he's listening. But yeah, it was me and him. We decided because he knew one player that played on the D3 program.
Okay.
When we had a D3 program here, and the D2 program already had a full roster, so I had to play D3 my freshman year. I'm like,
okay.
Oh dang, that's not what I wanted. But it's college hockey is college hockey.
Sure.
And we get here, and I'm totally clueless on what to do here. I was so confused. I'm like, what's going on here? Where's the rink and everything like that? I was like,
oh yeah.
Oh, the rink's like 10 minutes away. I was like, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I was sitting there in the library getting everything done, and it was official. I got into the school, and had walk-on tryouts. Of course, the D2 roster was already full,
sure.
So I made the D3 team, and that's where I started my Lewis career. So
nice. That's an interesting story.
Yeah, it's some crazy stories.
Yeah, a little bit of hopping around, but you finally made your way here. Yeah,
it's a very stressful process.
Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah, that's not a situation any person want to be in, especially a student athlete.
Oh yeah, it was
rough. Being the person that revamped the program and suddenly,
because I made so many friends there. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, what's up, guys? And like 5 days later, all right, see you.
You're gone. Yeah,
I'm already leaving.
That's wild.
Like, dang, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did your teammates from Holy Cross also change schools, or did they stay there?
Well, the fortunate thing is the good thing is I should say is that they refunded everything. The school refunded me everything. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was big plus.
Sure.
Very big plus. They either gave you the option so you can either transfer schools or stay here, and I think some of them played there, or some of them stayed there, not played.
Okay.
Closed down. But yeah, they stayed there. Some I think went overseas to play out in Europe.
Oh wow, okay.
Or transferred to a different school like I
Sure.
did. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy story.
So with Lewis, your role on the team, how do you think that has kind of evolved during your career, both kind of on and off the ice? How it's kind of gone from that first year that you played? How has kind of your kind of impact and your role on the ice kind of changed, or if it stayed the same, kind of what has it been, and maybe it's changed a little bit?
That's a good question. I've always kind of been like a little misfit in a way. I was kind of a bad kid, but I mean I got myself together,
Sure.
so I'm all good now. But when I started, because like watching those like AHL games, those minor league games, all I saw was just knuckles to face,
Yeah.
just fighting.
Those are the guys that
right.
are grinding out there trying
And
to
I'm
get in the
just
NHL.
like,
Yeah.
dang, I want to do that. So like I was like hitting kids and like starting fights. I was a bad kid. I was so bad. And like, and then once I got to Bantam, where of course the playing level started to like speed up. I'm
Pick
like,
up a little bit,
dang,
sure.
I need some more finesse. So like that's when I started to be like, okay, you can't like fight kids anymore. You can't like clothesline anybody. So like, but one thing that always stood out to coaches, apparently what they always told me, is like, you got some really good speed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I was always I was started out goonish and stayed the speed guy,
Sure.
except for like my sophomore year here at Lewis. I was a little bit of goon because I mean I was hurt, so couldn't really do much besides like go after some people.
Yeah.
But got healthy, got my speed back, and I guess speed guy.
Yeah, we've
would be
definitely
one of
noticed
the
that
thing.
from the games that we've broadcasted. You always
Oh,
seem to be
thank
one
you.
of
Thank
one
you.
of the faster guys on the ice out there.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Thank you.
about kind of the team culture a little bit for you guys. Do you guys have any pregame rituals that you do before games, maybe as a team, or anything specific you do to get ready for a game? Kind of get you in the zone.
I still continue with the funny stories, you know. And if you have anybody in the show on the team, they could tell you this. I have a really weird pregame ritual.
Okay.
A really weird one. I always come in, of course, I stretch, roll out, play some sewer.
Sure.
When I want to, and then right when we get back from warming up and doing our like stretch circle, come back in the locker room. I stay focused, but then again, I kind of goof around, kind of keep things loose.
Sure.
And so once I get my gear back on, I get my jersey, and I kind of like do this thing where I tuck my jersey over my knees.
Okay.
And waddle around the locker room, like to the bathroom, and then back to my stall to the bathroom. And everybody's just like, "What the hell is he doing? Like, come on, man!" And then once I'm done with that, I wet my hair a little bit, and then once I come back from warm-ups before we start the period, Dylan Partial, we always do like this, you know, like the "We Will Rock You" sort of rhythm.
Sure.
And he calls out the lines, and it's either before or after that. I'm not really too strict with it, but I kind of go up to the goalies and I like bless their pads. Yeah, so I always
That's great.
Yeah, I always I go in between her legs and I just do this. And I'm just like 1, 2, 3, 4. I do it a total of 10 times.
Nice.
And then I hit the top of their pads, slap their pads, and then give them knuckles. So I don't know, it's really, really weird, and everybody's just like, dang, like, where'd you learn to do that ritual? And I'm just like, I kind of just came up with it, and it's been working, so.
Nice. So now if we
Yeah.
know if the goalies are having a good night, we know who to talk to and who to
Their pads have
who to
been
thank
blessed.
for. There you
The
go.
pads have been blessed, yes, from me.
Before the games, any specific type of music you listen to or that the team plays in the locker room? What's like your go-to playlist before if you listen to music?
Well, usually Parshy's the DJ guy.
Okay.
He has his hip hop going, you know, some rap. Sometimes when Coach Pico gets the Hawks, we hear like death metal. And
Okay.
sometimes our goalie Colton, he loves EDM, so he'd mess around with him and
Sure.
play EDM or something. And we're just like, what are you you doing? You're messing up the vibe in here. You got to pick one genre and stick with it. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
gotta keep it consistent.
I think every practice we've gone to, there's been a different genre of music playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely
it always
has
seems to be
been.
shifting around depending on who's got.
Thank partial for that one.
Who's got the aux? There you go.
Big stereo guy.
Speaking of practice, how do you guys make sure that that they're always kind of fun and you guys it doesn't feel practice can be long, they can feel like obviously they can feel like a lot of hard work because they are, but what do you guys or maybe the coaches do to kind of keep them fun, make sure that you guys are still kind of staying present and not just like going through it and like going through the motions in practice, making sure that you guys are on top of it really?
That's a good question. Usually yeah, we like to keep things light. Usually, I know I always goof around even when things are getting kind of serious. And people are just like, "Oh, I'm all grumpy and stuff," and I'm just like, "Oh, come on, guys, we could do it. Let's go. Come on. I just joke around, try to keep things light, because like you can't always be stressed like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes because most of us are probably majority of us on the team. We come to practice like ready to practice and looking forward to it after like a long day of classes or work, whatever. 'Cause it's kind of like a stress reliever. And when we're having a bad practice, people start getting grumpy, and I'm just like, dude, no, we can't do that.
Yep.
Like, come on.
This is the time to de-stress, not
exactly.
not add to it.
Not to get more stress.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a big like joker guy.
Yeah, kind of keep it light with your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit earlier about growing up. You played some other sports. If you could play a different sport than hockey, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, the other sports I played were baseball, lacrosse, and cross country and track.
Okay.
It'd either be between baseball or lacrosse.
Okay.
But I think mostly baseball.
Sure.
Definitely baseball.
Got it. Any kind of things that you learned in those other sports that you've transferred over to your hockey career?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the fitness.
Sure.
Because cardio is hockey's a lot of cardio. Sorry, hockey is a lot of cardio, and it's crazy. And I think I mostly looked at cross country and track for that. So.
Got it. Just kind of keeping the cardio up. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Going back to hockey, what's the most important lesson that you can apply to the rest of your life that you've learned from your hockey career?
Oh, okay. These are some good questions. Might have to think a little bit. Can you repeat the question?
Most important lesson you've learned from hockey.
Most important lesson.
One thing that once you're graduated, you're out in the real world, you got your job. One thing that is still going to stick with you.
Simple as it is, probably just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Sure.
Like. I mean, I'm a very protective dude too. I know most people don't really see it, but like, if I see someone like get attacked and I don't like that, I'm just like, come on, dude, like, don't be messing with my team like that. And so I would just be like, just give them a little warning. Sure. I know I'm like 5 foot nothing compared to like a 6 foot dude, but like, yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, because if you treat people like the way you want to be treated, like I think that was just the simple, like, ethical thing to do. Just
that's great.
Be nice to everybody.
Yeah. With your team, let's talk about kind of, this may be more of an off-season question, maybe even in-season. You guys do any, like, team bonding activities, kind of get everyone kind of, you talk about, in practice, keeping it lighter. Anything you guys do off the ice to kind of stay close as teammates?
Off the ice, well, I know most of us, we usually go out for dinner, simple stuff like that. And, of course, play two-touch. That's a big thing to, like, keep us close together. Because we like to apply other sports to our sport.
Sure.
And probably just, like, as weird as it sounds, maybe study sessions.
Okay, yeah.
Like, even still, like, physically seeing, like, each other face-to-face, that could draw some, like, everybody closer. So
I imagine that's especially important with some of the newer guys that come in, trying to get them familiarized with the guys on the team and kind of build that bond even before the season starts.
Yep.
Let's see. Some more fun questions now. If you could have one skill from a teammate, what would the skill be and who would you get it from?
One skill from a teammate, probably my brother Esty, his shot. Definitely his shot. And if I had to pick another one, I don't know. Partial, maybe. With it, he's just an outgoing dude.
Sure.
Who else is there? I don't know. I can't really think of anybody else. But that's probably who I would
Sure.
go with. Esty
Nice.
has a phenomenal shot.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. So
If
So
you
I'd
could,
definitely,
so let's talk a little bit more hypothetical. If you could have a player card in the NHL games,
okay.
what rating would you give yourself?
Oh, is it the rating I would consider myself if I was in like the NHL or
Yeah, let's do that. If you were to make the NHL and like your rookie card, what number would be on the rookie card?
out of 100, probably a solid 70,
Solid 70.
maybe a little bit lower, 65. Maybe. All I got is pretty much speed. That's all I can really apply to. I got some sort of hands. That's
There you
about
go.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of the NHL, if you could go into the league and play for one team, what would be your dream team to play for?
Ooh, dream team. That's actually a good question. Because everybody, I mean, I would love to play for the Hawks,
Sure.
but I would like to change it up and probably go somewhere in California. Either one of those
That's a
three
good call.
teams, the Ducks, Sharks, or Kings.
Get some warm weather while you're out there too.
Oh, yeah.
Play some hockey. There you go.
Yeah, maybe Minnesota.
Yeah.
That would be another good one.
That would be a great hockey state to play
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the place in the U.S. to go for hockey.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a hockey state, so.
Yeah. Let's talk more NHL hypothetical. If you were in the league, would you rather have a Stanley Cup to your name or be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, can I say both? But I know I know I can't say. I wish I could say both. Probably get my name onto the cup.
Sure.
Definitely.
Kind of like that
Because-
ultimate goal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of Hall of Famers that probably never really got their name on the cup.
Sure.
As far as I know, so
Hmm.
I would definitely want to do that because in the NHL that's the goal.
Yeah.
It's one of the best trophies in all sports.
Oh
so,
yeah, it is. Yeah. It's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say it's the hardest to earn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Let's see. Strangest thing that you've seen happen during a game. Just like the most oddest event that has occurred during one of your games, whether it's been college or before, something that sticks out to you as just plain bizarre.
That's probably Colton eating on the bench. That's probably one of the funny ones. When he's sitting out, he always likes to sneak a bag of chips in his glove or something. He would just when Pico's not looking, he just like eat a chip or something. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm not playing. Might as well enjoy the game, right? I'm like, dude.
Come for the show if you're
Yeah.
if you're on the bench. There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go.
Or-
I did notice though the
yeah.
one game, I believe it was the Winona series, when both teams had 5 guys in the box. Was
No.
that Winona? I believe it was Winona. If my memory serves me right, you were one of the guys in the box,
Indeed, I was.
and I did see you sneak some food from the official score. I believe.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
He has
yeah,
his
yeah,
little fruit and nut tray. You got to grab a little bit before heading off to the locker room. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, see, like I said, like keep things light, you know.
Keep it
I
easy. Yeah.
Oh, plus, oh my God, I love food. I love food. I was so starving, and I'm just like, ooh, those carrots look good.
He's got a big platter. He's got
He
plenty of
does, yeah.
there.
He has a huge platter.
The official
so-
score eats well at your games, I must say.
Oh,
Every time we
yeah.
look down
Oh, yeah.
there, he has like a feast laid out in front of him. It always amazes
He's got
me.
some crackers.
Especially-
He's got some veggies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's got
especially
like his
during
like
a rival game.
sausage tray. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
There's
crazy.
like the cooler. I'm sure there's more food in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of oddities, that Winona game when both teams had everyone in the penalty box must have been one of the odder things that has happened in a game for you. What was kind of going through your head when they sent you all to the box and there seemed to be like a moment of confusion for everyone when you guys were just like 5 people in the penalty box and you're like, okay, where do we go now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, after I got my carrot, I was refurbished and everything. So I was thinking, I'm like, oh, like we're just sitting there, like the 5 other players are next to us.
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, that was a pretty good scrap, guys. And we just started talking to each other, getting to know each other. That's how hockey is.
Sure.
You know, and then the ref comes out. I think there was like maybe a couple minutes.
I would say it was
on the
later in the
clock,
game, sure.
and we all got like 5 minutes. So he just booted us
Sent
off.
you all to the locker room.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm just like, this is so funny. And
Yeah.
like, oh, we're like awesome, like nice job, guys. And then once I get to the locker room, I sit there, I'm like, Pico's gonna be so mad at us. Like, I'm just like, this is gonna be so bad.
Wasn't that the game he wasn't at?
I think that may have
Oh,
been.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Was that?
He was at like his sister's wedding or something.
Yeah. That's when Mark was solo.
Yeah.
That's
we,
right.
We got the email that said, "Please take care of Mark."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he said after that was the game that he was watching at the wedding as well. He was watching parts of it.
Oh, he
as
was
well.
going nuts.
Yeah, we heard about that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
That's a funny story. Yeah.
That was a very interesting series. You guys have had some wild series with just kind of some of the teams who
we
played
have.
the high scoring games
Definitely.
or some of like the high scoring periods. You know, I think I can't remember what series it was, but there's a game where it was like 0-0 heading into the first, and it was nothing like halfway through the game, like 10 minutes left in the second, and you guys scored like 7 goals in like the last half of the second period. So it's great to see because there's just like nothing is off limits on what can happen. You know, like anything can happen in any amount of time, which they make for really entertaining games to watch. So it's been great to broadcast them as well. Looking back, another question. Something interesting about you that people may not know, whether it be hockey related or non-hockey related. Maybe like a hidden talent or something that you have.
Ooh, I have a weird one. I could fit like a quarter in my belly button. That's a weird one. My girlfriend's always like, "Oh, you got a really big belly button." And I'm like, I could fit a quarter in it. You want to see it? And like people would like freak out, but like. Especially, but I can't really fit it in there anymore. I eat too much food. So, like, it's just too big, or too small now.
Too many carrots from the sports table.
Yeah, too many carrots. Some celery sticks now and then.
One question I saw from the NHL, they put out their puck personality series. They asked guys what equipment they put their order on. So skates, socks, and shorts.
Right.
For you personally, what's the order for you for equipment?
Obviously, I would put my Gish on. Left sock, right sock. Then I would put left knee pad, right knee pad, pants, left skate. So everything left to right.
Sure.
Is what is a big thing for me.
But pants before skates though, because I remember watching that video and there were a lot of guys or some guys that did skates before pants.
I pants before skates.
Pants before skates.
Pants
All
before
right,
skates.
that's a definitive answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What would you say is your biggest pet peeve in hockey?
Biggest pet peeve. Probably people loosening the caps on top of the water bottles. It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
The classic water bottle prank that guys try to pull.
I'm a bit of a prankster too, but when I see somebody like looking around, it's like I'm screwing it. Like Pickowitz, he likes to mess around like that, and I'm just like Pickowitz, like dude, come on, man. What are you doing? Like you can't be doing that. But it's kind of funny watching somebody go up and everything spills on them.
It's funny when it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it has happened to me a couple times at practice. I'm just like, come on,
I imagine it's fun too when it's the new guys too. I imagine they get their fair share of pranks pulled on them when they're new to the team.
Oh yeah, definitely. Big pranks. Yes, we like to especially for goalies, we would like hang their pads up in the pipes in our locker room.
Oh gosh, that's great.
tape the bottom of people's blades, just tape everything together with hockey tape. It's crazy.
That's great.
But yeah,
just all part of getting acquainted with the team though.
Yeah, it's fun because that's actually something like to get closer with each other. I guess in a weird way. Hockey's a weird sport. So I couldn't tell you. It works, so might as well stick with it.
Nice. So that is all we have for the hockey questions. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more of David Pickell, and we're going to talk a little bit more about life outside of hockey at Lewis. But stay with us. You're listening to the Dump and Chase podcast on 88.1 FM WLRA. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Dump and Chase podcast on 88.1 FM WLRA. The Start Lewis University in Romeoville, Illinois. Reid and Rebecca once again joined by David Pickell of the Lewis Flyers hockey team. Talked a lot about hockey before the break, and now we're going to talk a little bit more life out of hockey. We're already kind of touched on this earlier about why you came to Lewis, but why? Let's try to spin it into why did you choose the major that you're in now? You're journalism, correct?
Yes.
What kind of was the lead into journalism for you?
Well, probably in high school. I didn't even work with the paper at all in high school, to be honest, and there was a journalism class, and I just thought, like, hey, I needed an extra class, so I talked to my counselor, picked it up just like that. And so I started, like, doing all these, like, mock stories and everything like that, and the teacher comes up to me, he's like, hey, you're pretty good. You should probably consider this as, like, a major or something in, like college. And I didn't even think about doing journalism at all at college. I was, like, I think I was leaning towards more, like, biology or chemistry because I like blowing stuff up. So
that's valid.
Oh yeah, and like, and so I mean, I was like, okay, sure. And once I got here and talked to the counselors here, and they're like, "What's your major?" And I said journalism. So, I guess easy as that. I think I took that class maybe like my last semester in my senior year.
Okay.
So, and I just started getting better writing stories and everything like that.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think that's where I picked it up, and I started to really like it because I mean, my strong suit, like, even when taking, like, those tests and everything, I forgot what they're called.
All of, like, the standardized testing you
right,
do
the
during high
standardized
school,
testing.
Sure.
The writing portion was always my best portion next to
wow.
my science portion.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
That was always my worst.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It was weird. Oh, math was always my worst.
That was my best.
I was like fine with math and the writing.
So we're like flip flops. So,
Yeah.
so that's where it really took off from there. If I had to say, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So with this degree, you graduate
Right.
this spring.
Mhm.
What do you hope the future holds for you? What's kind of your goal, and where do you hope to go within the field?
Well, since I like food, I like I would love to do, like, especially now that I'm vegan, so I expanded my horizons even a whole lot more.
Sure.
Maybe a food critic.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or since my girlfriend got me more into, like, traveling and camping and backpacking and all that stuff, maybe become a travel writer.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean the profit would be like okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's just the experience.
Sure.
Of it is
agree.
what counts more.
Yeah.
You know?
You get to travel around and
Yeah.
write about and
Yeah.
eat some good food while you're at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Throughout your 4 years here at Lewis, who has been the most influential teacher on you?
Influential teacher. Probably. I know there was a couple. Probably Haley Miller
Okay.
would be one of the big ones.
Sure.
And I forgot his name. I took a publication design class with him.
Oh, Jim Cowan.
Cowan, yeah. He was awesome. I just loved it, his enthusiasm, you know. And he was always positive, like, never cranky during class. So
Sure.
that was something I always look forward to class, you know.
Yeah.
So probably definitely those two.
That's good.
Maybe Carrie if he's listening.
So speaking of school and kind of combining it with being an athlete, how do you guys manage the work while on the road? You guys have the road trip coming up to Marion next weekend. How do you guys manage work when you're away from school?
Well, I mean, we've kind of been slacking on it, but I know for a couple of years we've always had, in the beginning of the road trip, we would do an hour of homework on the bus.
Okay.
Like a straight hour. Then after that, you could do whatever. I was always a big nap guy, so I would always take a nap, knock out after I read. And so then if we have some free time, if we didn't finish it on the bus, like once we get back from the games, relax a little bit, get some dinner. If it's not too late, some of the guys like to stay up a little bit and, like, finish up a paper.
Sure.
And then go to sleep.
Sure.
And get ready, get recharged for the morning. So
basically just try to get as much done before that first game.
Worst comes to worst, most of us, especially me, I like to, like, procrastinate a lot. So I would always end up on my way back, I would do the homework.
Okay, sure. Do your coaches throughout the years, have they really kind of put a strong emphasis on making sure the schoolwork is done and guys are keeping their grades up? Is that kind of a big part of the program as well?
Oh, huge.
Sure.
Huge. I mean, most people don't really know it, but it's actually big.
Sure.
And, like, I think having good grades and playing hockey they go hand in hand. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're excelling on the ice and off the ice, you're gonna go far.
Sure.
And, like, it sucks because I'm kind of a B sorry to say, a C student. Hopefully Pickell's not listening. But I mean, I just try my best, and like no matter what it is, like even if it's hard on me, if you have family obligations, whatever, you're sick.
Sure.
I always try to get my work done. And
Sure.
try not to slack.
Yeah. Do you guys have like requirements that guys need to meet academically to stay on the team as well?
Yes. I think in order to be playing, I think you have to have above a 2.0, which isn't really that hard.
Sure.
But in the past, we've had some problems where I think with freshmen especially, like their SAT score was bad, but their GPA was good, stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you're getting good, consistent grades throughout your years here,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's not really that stressful.
Sure. What about, so we talked about the schoolwork. What about like missing class, especially, you know, some of those Friday road trips? Do you guys try to build your schedules around not having Friday classes, or if you do, what's kind of the, what do you do there with missing class?
I really do. Because I always know, even it's good to take some time off too, even when we don't have games.
Sure.
So, as I like to have Fridays off
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, but I think freshman year I had a Friday class, and it just always, I felt so bad, like always going up to people or to professors mostly and be like, hey, I'm not going to be here, just letting you know. And I would tell them we have a hockey program. We're like, we have a hockey program?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, sure, just have your coach email us and whatever, and we were all good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it actually shocked a lot of professors
Sure.
that we had hockey here.
Yeah.
I would tell them, like, yeah, I'm not going to be here.
That's
So,
kind of been like the general reception we found of it too.
Mhm.
You know, and we'll tell people like, oh, we're broadcasting the hockey games tonight, and they'll be like, we have a hockey team? I'm like, yeah,
yes.
we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think unfortunately you guys don't get the recognition you deserve being
That's fine.
not
That's all
NCAA
right.
sanctioned, because you guys are ACHA, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we're borderline because we have freshman scholarships now.
Okay.
That are scholarship athletes.
Okay.
So we're on the border
Okay.
of becoming a varsity sport here.
Got it. Okay.
Hopefully, it'll happen in the future.
Sure.
Like,
And
I'm really hoping for that.
We talked to Parcel. He said that the main requirement for NCAA would be having a rink on campus, correct?
Yeah, it's something we don't have.
Is there anything else standing in the way, or is it really just that rink?
Funding, maybe.
Funding, sure.
Hockey's an expensive sport.
It is, yeah.
So
that is for sure, yeah.
building the rink alone on campus would be tough.
Yeah.
But like, I think the thing is, it would help with like all the youth hockey players. But hey, come play like a tournament. Or
That's
like,
true, yeah.
I think it'd bring in some revenue.
Getting exposure for the school as well.
Especially for
Yeah.
absolutely.
You guys should do an outdoor game. That would be pretty cool. Put one right on the soccer field.
I would love
There
to
you
do
go.
that. I've actually dreamt about that.
You got to bring outdoor hockey to Lewis.
Oh
Just hockey
That'd
in
be
general,
fun.
and then we'll go outdoor, but
that
would be
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
We would definitely broadcast that.
Even if I've graduated, I'll come
Yeah.
back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come back.
That's
and
something you got to come back
broadcast
for.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So throughout these 4 years, you've obviously had a lot of college memories and experiences.
Mhm.
There's one thing of your college experience that you could change, for better or, well, obviously for better. What would it be?
Oh man, probably. I'd sound like a really big hypocrite, but try not to slack in the classroom. Like, I get it. Like, it's college. You're supposed to have fun and all,
Sure.
but then again, you're here to get your work done, then get a good job right when you graduate.
Yeah.
And I was kind of the one that had a little bit too much fun in a couple of years, and I'm just like, oh no, now I gotta get my stuff together.
Sure.
And I'm like, it might be a little bit too late, but I've managed to keep my grades consistent throughout the years here.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I guess try to balance out the fun and the academics
Yeah.
at the same time. And
I think
Yeah.
everyone can say that to a
Oh, yeah,
certain
yeah.
degree. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of something that comes with the college experience, and just kind of managing a different course load compared to high school, because it's such a different environment really
Absolutely.
with getting your work done and just the whole living experience as well.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's go back to freshman year. Any specific goals that you set academically or hockey-wise freshman year, and how have you worked to kind of accomplish those, and have you accomplished them? What was like the big academic goal and the big hockey goal for you coming into college?
Academic, probably try to get straight A's. And some listeners might be laughing at me right now. But I've made a goal for myself to try to at least get straight A's, at least for a semester.
Sure.
Like, whether it's like now or if I even don't graduate, hopefully I do. But we'll see. But definitely get straight A's. And for hockey, I've accomplished that goal, become a starter.
Sure.
So that was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Pico saw a lot of potential in me, and I was really happy about that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of going back to hockey a little bit more, what's kind of like the tryout process you had for joining the team and kind of the starter selection process?
Oh yeah. Okay. So when I came here, when I did the walk-on tryouts, of course, and basically it was a scrimmage, and of course back then we had a lot of beefed up dudes.
Okay.
So of course, me being a tiny freshman, I got knocked around like crazy. So both the coaches, Danny, former D3 coach and D2 coach, and Pico as well, they looked and like they tried to like test me out, see if I could take the beating.
Sure.
And of course I did, and I earned my role to play here, and
sure.
I was really happy about it.
What was kind of that feeling when you when you found out that you made the team? What was kind of going through your head?
A lot of excitement and relief.
Sure.
Because I definitely wanted to play college hockey. I mean I would have loved to play juniors.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom wouldn't. She's like, you need to go to school. I'm like, all right, I'll go to school. I'll play college hockey. So, and I mean, I think it's like the community built around here.
Sure.
You know, I mean, it's a very like medium school.
Yeah.
Small medium.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like everybody kind of knows everybody,
yep.
and it's fun to like walk around and see a familiar face, say hi, and people like, hey, good game yesterday, and be like, oh, thank you. Like
kind of that more family environment.
Yeah.
Especially with we've seen with your team, kind of like that whole like brotherhood mentality.
Yeah, that's huge.
I had another question now. I can't remember it. Oh, I know. First game you played for Lewis, what was kind of going through your head, kind of the emotions of that game, stepping on the ice the first time with the Lewis sweater?
Yeah. It was funny because I was in the first lineup. I'm just like, oh no. I was like, you don't want to do that, man. I was so like shook and nervous. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, don't mess up. Please don't mess up.
Yeah.
And I actually think I got 2 goals that game.
Wow. Good start.
Remember? Yeah, it was a pretty good start. Yeah. But we were playing like some top end school.
Wow.
I think it's like Missouri State or something.
Okay.
They were really good. And of course they had a bunch of corn-fed guys, like big dudes.
Sure.
And I'm just lining up for face-offs, and I'm just like, oh, man, this is gonna be a long game, you know. So, that was kind of my mind process going in. Just keep your head up, don't get crushed, and don't mess up.
Was there any feeling like that you kind of like made it? You're like, here I am, I'm playing college hockey. You know, that was like the big goal for you. I imagine there was some sort of that sense of achievement as well, stepping on the ice.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was more concentrated on not getting my head taken off. but definitely, some sort of achievement in there.
Sure. What was kind of the jump from high school to college for you? Obviously, I college hockey a little bit faster pace, a little bit guys are bigger. You know, how long did that adjustment period take for you really getting into college hockey?
In all honesty, I think it took about maybe a couple weeks.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit shorter than that.
Sure.
Because obviously, high school hockey is actually pretty big in Illinois.
Okay.
Like a lot of people underestimate that.
Sure.
And playing high school and then transitioning over to college, I'm just like, okay, it's more fast paced. You gotta know what to do with the puck. Don't get nervous and be a lot smarter on the ice.
Sure.
And the IQ and the skill level, I remember as I was sitting there, I was so winded after my first practice as a college athlete. I was just like, oh my God, Like, this is what these guys go through. I'm like, dang, I should have took like the option to like play juniors and do like and stick on the fourth line, you know.
Yeah.
But you get used to it, the
Sure.
conditioning and the academics, all that.
Sure.
You know, you get used to it.
That's good. That's good. Another more interesting question. If you could live a day in the shoes of any teammate, who would you choose and why, of course?
Oh, my. Yeah. That is a really good question.
We asked Dylan Parshall this last semester,
Yeah.
and he said Matt Gore.
Yeah, Gore's
I'm
a
interested
quiet
on
guy.
your take on this one.
I'm probably one of my lineys, Morrow.
Okay.
I would just love to see, because I kind of call him a nerd. But like Coach gives him props. He's a really good student.
He is.
But and he knows when to goof off too. And he's probably one of the goofiest kids on the team. He's just like me and him. Like I say hi to everybody, but then me and him just do this. We go like, we don't even say anything. We just mouth the words, "Hey," like what's
That's
going
great.
on. Like I would definitely love to know what's going on in his head for sure. Oh man,
Nice.
yeah.
Let's talk about your line mates. You're with Morrow and Nick Made.
Yes.
How's that synergy been built with Morrow being a freshman? How has that kind of evolved over the season?
Morrow, he's a really skilled player. He really is, and he's one of our top scorers.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of
He's
him.
been having a great season, yeah.
He's a big part of this team, and I think building the camaraderie with those two, because I've played with Made, of course, before
Sure.
Morrow came here, and I played with Made on some lines even when Pico switched him around, and me and him, the speed always just clicked.
Sure.
So like me and him got it down just like that, and adding Morrow with the skill that he has was a great addition.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he keeps these lines consistent because, I mean, me, Made, and Morrow, we were talking at practice yesterday. It's like, hey, boys, we're due. Like, we need to put the puck in the net.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Morrow, he with his shot and his accuracy and his IQ on what to do with the puck, same with Made. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just love playing with those guys. We
Yeah.
know where they're at on the ice. Like, we know where we're going. So yeah,
Just kind of have that.
It's awesome.
Have that natural synergy with the line.
Oh yeah, it's really weird, especially me not knowing Morrow for that long.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
But when everything clicks, I imagine it's just
When it clicks, it clicks.
just great. Yeah. Let's talk. Forgot my question again. Wow. That's what happens when we have a later show.
You know what we always said?
Oh yeah,
Words
words
are
hard.
hard.
Yeah. Wow. I honestly can't remember this. Wow. Anyway, we'll move on to another question and see if it comes back to me.
Okay.
I cannot
All
remember
right.
for the life of me, honestly.
It's totally fine. Yeah.
A little bit going away from hockey. More fun questions. What are 3 things on your bucket list that you would like to do in your lifetime?
3 things on my bucket list. Definitely simple one. Go skydiving.
Okay.
Definitely want to do that. That would take a fat chunk out of my wallet though. But I think it would be worth it.
Yeah.
And do my I mentioned this to my girlfriend too, do our first 14er, which is a 14-mile backpacking hike.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is excruciating.
Yeah, I imagine.
Man. Yeah. So that's one thing on my bucket list.
Okay.
And then me and her also we've been rock climbing a lot too, and we
Nice.
got our belay license and everything. We're
Oh, wow.
certified. So what I had in mind is like actually do like a rock climbing trip,
That would be cool.
which would definitely add on to the physicality and just like the fitness. I'm like,
Sure.
it'll be fun, but I'm like, oh my God, my body's going to hate me after this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Rock climbing is crazy. I watched the documentary Free Solo.
Yeah, I watched that like a million
That
times.
is insane.
I love watching them climb. I'm
I
just like,
I saw the
dang.
clips of that on YouTube. I'm like, I need to watch it. That is crazy.
First time I watched it, my heart dropped.
I know.
I'm just like,
It's so suspenseful.
yeah.
Cause like
Oh, yeah.
even like I went into the movie knowing that he completes it, but there's still the thought like, what if, you know?
Yeah,
like
they did a great job
it
filming
was it was a great documentary, but huge props to rock climbers. That is crazy. I did it once in high school, and my hands were killing me, and my arms were killing me by the end of the time.
Yeah, I still got the blisters and everything still, so yeah.
Okay, another one. If you could invite anyone to dinner, alive or not, who would it be? Why? And what would you have for the meal?
Oh man.
A little bit of a twist to that.
Yeah, that
You are a food guy, though.
Oh, I love
So I'm expecting a good answer about the food.
Big.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Well, if I was non-vegan, definitely a huge steak.
Okay.
But now that I am vegan, probably a really fat, like vegan chorizo, beans, rice, like a burrito. Oh yeah.
That sounds good.
Like I've had, they're so good. Like people underestimate it, like, oh, it's just veggies, but I'm like, you gotta try it, man. It'll change your life.
Who would your dinner guest be?
My dinner guest, trying to go back to my drumming days, probably Buddy Rich.
Okay.
Because I kind of modeled my drumming toward him, and he was also like one of my biggest role models.
Sure.
Like in my music career, and I would definitely love to sit down and talk with him. Like, how did you like start drumming and all that?
Yeah.
Like, did you start banging pots and pans in the kitchen? And like, yeah, he would definitely be my number one guest.
Sure. We talked about, speaking of drumming, we talked earlier about how you'd make the choice between that and hockey.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the drumming path would have gone had you chosen that as the path coming into college instead of hockey?
I don't think. Well, I know my dad would have appreciated it, but my mom's like, music. What are you gonna do with music? I'm just like, come on, man. Like, I love playing the drums. Like, just let me do me. You know, I don't want to be a disappointment. But
just trying to do what I like.
Yeah, if definitely playing a band and eventually get famous. I know
There you
that's
go.
always the goal.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say that. Play a lot of cool gigs, get some fans, like, you know, that's always the goal.
Maybe somewhere in an alternate universe, you got your band and you're just famous on Spotify, you know, tons of streams.
Oh yeah.
If you could keep only one app on your phone, what would it be?
One app on my phone. That's funny because I don't really go on social media a lot
Really?
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely, probably Instagram.
Okay.
I'm a very visual person,
Sure.
so definitely Instagram.
That's fair.
I would keep Instagram.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Top,
Very easy.
this probably doesn't apply to you as much because you're vegan, but top 3 burger toppings. If you were to have a vegan burger, what are you putting on it?
I think regardless, it wouldn't really matter because I think I would put on it probably seasoning.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Put some garlic salt on there. I'm a big mustard and ketchup
Okay.
on the burger.
Classic mustard and ketchup.
Sometimes I do like my barbecues burger though.
Ooh.
Definitely, maybe throw some barbecue in there.
There we go.
And of course, with me, my last name, pickles. Definitely pickles.
There you go.
Pickles would be a good one.
Nice. Couple more questions. If your team would hold an arm wrestling championship and like a whole bracket play, who would come out on top?
Oh, who would come out on top? I'm trying to think on the team who has some guns.
Let's say who would come out on top and who would they beat in the final to come out on top?
Oh, okay.
The battle of the strong men on the Lewis hockey team.
Might have to do some thinking.
Okay.
Esty would be in there. Partial would be in there. Darcy would definitely be in there. Trying to think of another big guy. Maybe can I do like a former teammate?
Sure.
Okay, that helps. Justin Adams. He was a big dude.
Okay.
And he'd probably come out on top, but I think maybe Esty would give him a run for his money. Maybe Partial too.
Nice.
So yeah, one of those guys. All 4 of them.
Nice.
Definitely big dudes and strong. Oh yeah.
Another hockey related question. You're a forward.
Yes.
Have you always been a forward? Has the position changed over time? Any reason that you started being a forward?
I love scoring goals.
Fair enough.
This is easy as it sounds, but actually, I think in my youth I wanted to be a defenseman.
Okay.
At one point, and I think I actually wanted to start off as being a goalie, which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Like, but then, like, once the puck got past me and people were scoring on me, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It's not a very feel-good job when it's not going right, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Even if it is going right, you're still getting hit
Yeah.
with the pucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're a skater, it's like, oh, that was, maybe someone else's line, that gave up the goal. But if you're the goalie, you're like, oh, I just gave up another one. I feel like
it was all on me, man.
There's so much more pressure on you.
There is.
Which
I
would
give
be
props
crazy.
to goalies. I mean, goalies are weird, but they do a lot for the team. You know?
They
do a lot.
They are the backbone of the defense.
They
really.
literally take pucks to the face.
Yeah, which is wild.
Who would want to do that?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk. Speaking of goalies, if there were out of the goalies on your team, who do you think would make the best skater? If they were to do a little position swap.
Augie, Justin Caracato.
Okay. Why?
Well, I know on our car rides to practice, we've had our conversations like, dude, I was like a really good defenseman and everything like that. Like, I have a shot, bro, and I'm just like, oh, all right, dude. So, but I need to see it. But I think he would make a pretty good skater. I mean, he's fast. Like
Sure.
Usually the small dudes are fast.
Sure.
And I could see him definitely with his sort of agility. He'd probably make a really good skater.
So if we see an empty net against DePaul, do you think Justin will be going for it if he's in goal? Give him the opportunity,
man.
And with the recent Pickell goal in the NHL to give
against the Hawks,
add a little fuel to the fire.
Oh my God. I mean, Pickell might flip on him, but I definitely think he would go for it if he saw opportunity.
I feel like that's a window that you just have to go for. If you have it, you have to go for it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, a goalie that scores a goal.
It's very rare.
Yeah,
it's very rare in hockey.
Before Reid did it was like 13 years or something since we had one in the league or something
like
crazy like that.
It was like I think it was like Ron Hextall or something.
Yeah,
from the Philadelphia
wild.
Flyers scored an empty netter.
Yeah.
From like 100 feet.
Yeah, and his was like a legitimate empty netter. So props to him.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like a defenseman shot it in on the delayed penalty or something like that. How we've seen it too. Nice. Other side of that, any skater, which skater on your team would make the best goalie?
That's a good question. I know we had a kid, Owen Ryan, that transferred out. I know we had a mess around practice. He dressed up in goalie gear. He was actually phenomenal.
Really?
Let me tell you, he was making glove saves like crazy. He robbed me a couple times. And I'm just like, dude, you've been playing the wrong position your whole life. What are you doing?
Any current guys on the team?
Any current guys?
Say you're in a game, both your goalies go down with injury. You got to pull someone off the bench to get suited up in the pads and send them out. Who would have the best chance of keeping the team in the game?
A very passionate dude, probably Darcy.
I could see it.
I know he's
got a little
joked
bit more
around.
energy.
He's joked around. He's like, dude, put me in the pads. I don't care. I'll go in.
It's definitely one of the more outspoken and energetic guys on the team
absolutely.
From what we can see.
Oh yeah.
I could see that being a good fit.
That would be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
It really would be.
I feel like it's always interesting when teams run into goalie trouble. I remember a couple of years back, Florida had problems in one of their games where Luongo went down and their backup went down, and then Luongo was still in the tunnel getting dressed up, and then they had their goalie coach. Yeah, those are always fun to watch. The Hawks had that their emergency backup coming too. Yeah,
he was a legend,
an absolute legend. Yeah,
he was so good. Actually,
retire the number.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was surprising. I remember seeing that like the next day. I'm like, holy crap, that actually happened. Wow.
Oh yeah,
look at that. All right, let's talk about other sports interests. Any other sports that you follow outside of hockey?
Definitely baseball.
Baseball?
#1 Cubs fan right here.
Cubs fan?
I love the Cubs. Yeah.
Got it. Any thoughts on the team after they're in their little kind of slump now after that World Series?
Yeah, they definitely need a rebuild.
What is the secret to the Cubs' success this coming season?
Oh, probably. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe try not to get injured. As easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of good
Keep
players
everyone
got
healthy.
hurt, and like it put a dent in our playoff position, and we didn't even. I don't even think we made it close to a wild card spot, if I can remember. But yeah, try to hit the weight room, get healthy.
Yeah.
Easy as it sounds.
So speaking of baseball, I have to ask you, being a baseball fan, what are your thoughts on the whole Astros sign stealing whole scandal going on with that?
I've heard about that. I'm not really followed up on it too well.
I've heard that they were stealing signs in the World Series against the Dodgers and the Red Sox,
Right.
And there was something that came out with Jose Altuve having a buzzer under his jersey that could like send signals. Like what is that? I don't know. I'm curious to hear a baseball fan's thoughts on the whole sign stealing thing, because now
weird. Yeah.
I've heard that a lot of teams are like they're like very like uptight about it, like being like, oh, don't look at us. It's kind of like it may be happening elsewhere too.
Yeah. I don't see how technical a game of baseball can get. I mean, you already have like a million stats.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How can you keep track? Like, I think they're hiring guys maybe under the bed, just chilling. Be like, yeah, we're focusing our cameras on the catcher's signals right here. Like, I remember probably seeing like one of the memes, like it was like a Simpsons meme or something, and like they had the aliens up there, and like they had a visual shot going down to Earth, and they had like the Astro signs, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're really up in space looking at the signals.
They got
like,
their big laser coming down, reading the signs.
How bad do you want to win?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is coming up. Do you have any Super Bowl predictions that you want to put out there? Chiefs, 49ers. Do you follow football a lot?
I do a little bit.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping the Packers would make it. Not gonna lie, I might
there we go.
get some crap for that. But
I'm from Wisconsin, so it's perfectly okay with me.
Go Pack. Yeah. It was sad to watch them lose, but I mean, not lose. They got annihilated by the 49ers. They didn't just lose. That's
a nice way to put it. Yeah.
To them.
Yeah.
But I do like the 49ers.
Yeah.
I think
they've had a good season.
Definitely. They've been due.
Both teams just having 49ers and Chiefs having powerhouse seasons. It's crazy to see it.
But I'm probably gonna root for the Chiefs just because I like watching the underdog win.
That's fair. That's fair. Everyone loves a good underdog story, especially what we have with Tennessee this offseason.
Oh yeah, the Titans.
That was crazy.
The Titans. Yep, the Tennessee Titans just came out the blue.
Came out of
nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's go back to hockey. You guys have your final series next weekend against Marion, a very high-ranked opponent.
Right.
Probably the stiffest competition you guys will play all regular season. How has the prep? Have you guys been thinking about that series during practice as well? Not only preparing for DePaul, but also for Marion afterwards, kind of getting a little bit of a leg up on it.
I mean, yeah. If you guys know what the term bagged means, we've been skating till we almost borderline puked. So I think staying in condition, I think that's why he's been skating us so much. But I think the mentality, especially for Pickell, is just try to take it one game at a time.
Sure.
But I know he's a sneaky dude, so he likes throwing in some like what he calls his disguised bag skates. And like we're just huffing and puffing, and we're like, oh my God, man. I could be like, dang, like when you guys were filming, I'm like, you're bagging us on film, like, come on, man. This ain't cool. But I think that's his strategy of getting us ready for Marion because they play a very fast-paced game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they know where guys are on the ice, and it's crazy to think they have really good chemistry with each other, and I give them props, and they're nationally ranked for a reason.
Yeah. They're what, like 6th or something, I believe. I think when I looked it up,
they jumped up to like 2nd now.
Oh, they're up even higher.
Crazy, yeah.
Jeez,
we kind of dropped with losing to Aurora.
Sure.
I know we were like 20th.
Aurora was a really good team though as well.
They were 12th.
They were like
or something.
around 12th. Yeah. That was a little bit of a scrappy series as well.
It was,
especially that second game. It seems like that was.
Yeah.
That was wild. There was a lot of stuff like, holy.
Yeah, Sharpie's not going to be playing because he's serving a fighting suspension.
So so he'll be
that's
out.
That's going to put a dent in our roster.
First game against DePaul?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Let's talk about kind of you've had a longer break. Your last game was against Aurora back mid-December. It's been already. It's been
early December.
Early December. Yeah. It's been over a month since you guys have played a game. How have you guys helped or stayed conditioned over Christmas break? And now, what have you guys done in practice? These past couple of weeks to get ready for this first series back, especially with not having that the Loyola series last weekend.
Yeah, with that series being canceled, it was brutal because we definitely needed to get some sort of game in before DePaul.
You guys are probably just itching to get back on the ice as well after a long time off. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of sucked for me because I couldn't really find a whole bunch of ice time, but usually we contact old coaches, say, hey, we're back from school break. Can we come skate for your high school or junior team, whatnot?
Sure.
And, of course, hitting the kitchen and the weight room, like staying fit and staying healthy is always the big thing.
Sure.
But I know definitely some guys they like to take the break.
Sure.
Just
nice
chill.
to have a little time off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't give them that because, like, we have a very long season.
Yeah.
It's a very long season.
Yep.
And, like, if we make it to nationals, hopefully, that's, like, almost mid-March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we started our season in, like, August, like, beginning of school.
Yeah. You have almost a full school year season, which is crazy. Yeah. Speaking of playoffs, once a regular season wraps up, what's kind of the playoff process? I know for kind of the division or for the NCAA teams, they have their conference match, but then they go in kind of their bracket for their national championship. What's kind of the process for you guys for the playoffs and kind of qualification for that as well?
Right. So for playoffs, top 6, of course, get in.
Sure.
And I think right now we're sitting at a 4 spot.
Okay.
So I think 4 or 5 spot.
Okay.
Because I know we need one more win out of these next 4.
To clinch it?
Yeah, to clinch.
Okay. So does that get you into the conference, or for the how does the whole playoffs work? The whole kind of is there really a conference tournament, or did you go right into kind of like the national?
Yeah, I mean, if you win our conference, of course you get into nationals easily. But obviously we're kind of hoping to. Oh my gosh. Got something calling my throat.
So it's top 6 to get into conference, if I remember correctly, and then top 6, one more win to clinch.
You got this.
Right, sorry about that. Oh
no, you're good. You're good.
It's just like I had some fruit or something got caught in my throat. But yes. So we're like the spot we're sitting at. We're probably going to get the number 1 seed in the first round, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's going to be tough.
Sure.
But looking at it, I mean, it's going to be pretty intimidating.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
You know? But to get into nationals is obviously the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, with us being the underdog,
Yeah.
we would definitely like to go. And I think nationals are being held in Texas
Okay.
this year. So we would definitely love to make that plane ride over.
Nice. So you guys make the conference tournament. Is that how many rounds is that? There's 6 teams that make it, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So then I assume top 2 get a first round bye.
Yes, top 2, they get their first round bye.
Okay. So then it's a 2-round tournament, and then then is it only the winner of that tournament that advances to the nationals, or is it like the top 2 from there, or what's the selection process from conference?
I think it is the top 2
Okay.
that come out from that championship game. They make it to nationals.
Okay.
I mean I could be going off a limb here and be totally wrong, but I think that's the way it would work.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Are they single game rounds, or are they series? Is it just win or go home? Or
I think it's single elimination.
Okay, single elimination.
Yeah,
and then
which makes it even more stressful.
Sure. And then for nationals, how many teams start out in that tournament?
Oh man, because you got a million teams across the country
Sure.
here, especially at the D2 level.
Okay.
Top 10, maybe top 20.
Okay.
I think.
And then they all fight it out for the national championship.
For national rights, yeah.
However that bracket may work.
Yeah, I don't know how the math goes with that.
Sure.
But yeah.
Sure. What's kind of been the team's playoff success that you've been with the team? Obviously, this is kind of our first year really following the team closely with the broadcast. So if you could just kind of fill us in on the team's history with playoffs, I guess.
I know before I came here, it's been pretty rough. Like, we were literally handed maybe a few dollars and some jerseys and be like, here you go, good luck.
Sure.
And now that we've actually built this program a lot more, now we got our own locker room and everything. And I know my freshman year we still didn't have our own locker room and everything like that.
Okay.
And at a D3 level we made it to the division championship.
Okay.
Unfortunately we lost though. And that was kind of sad.
Sure.
But after that, my sophomore year on D2, going through all of that, it's been pretty rough. We've been going through a rebuild with D3. The program just dropped, and a bunch of veterans leaving for, I don't know, personal reasons, I think. And those 2 seasons were rough. And now that we finally found our click and rebuilt, I think it's gonna be a good run, and we're looking to get back off that playoff run again.
Sure. Let's talk about the coaches. Pickell in his final season coaching you guys. Mark Murphy's going to be taking over next season. How has that kind of transition been? We've seen Mark getting a little bit more coaching duties during games. How have you guys as players kind of needed to kind of adapt to the new coaching style as well?
I mean, Mark's a phenomenal coach. I know I get along with him pretty well, same with the other players.
Mm-hmm.
And his style of coaching is just go.
Sure.
You know? And he, of course, the consistency of always playing a fast-paced game is always on his mind, because speed kills.
Yeah.
And knowing what to do, knowing the plays in your head, like right off the bat, like your breakouts and everything, it's his coaching style is definitely revolved around speed and creativity.
Sure.
So
it's been a good transition over to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to see for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I had another question. Now I can't think of it. Wow. My memory is shot tonight.
2 of them right there.
No, wow. Do you have anything, Rebecca?
No, I got nothing.
To chime in with? What was it? Oh, I know. Favorite game from the season so far?
Favorite game. There's like 3 of them I have in my mind.
Okay.
It's weird because one of them I think we lost, but I personally did pretty good. Probably the Bradley series, which we should have won.
Okay, that was a second series, if I remember. Or
Yeah. And Winona State, of course, that was a good one. And I think lastly Marquette.
Sure.
Because we've always butted heads with them.
Okay.
They've been one of our big rivals. So
okay.
Yeah.
Any other rivals that you guys have had throughout the years?
Oh, we got a ton. Lindenwood was one of them. Of course, Marion.
Sure.
Aurora and DePaul.
Sure.
Which are, of course, our in-state rivals for sure.
Sure.
And it depends on Robert Morris. If they start getting like antsy with us, we're going to get antsy back at them.
Yeah.
So definitely them too.
Sure. With this DePaul series coming up, being that in-state rival, what can we expect from those games coming up?
A lot of physicality. Perfect. That's what we like to see. It's gonna be
makes hockey fun.
Oh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be so sore in the morning. It's rough.
Sure.
I mean, especially with our old coach being the head coach there now, so he's gonna know everything about us.
Yeah.
So we're like, dang, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to step up, and definitely a lot of speed up and down the ice, and I'm looking forward to that.
Sure.
So
you talked about a little bit earlier about knowing guys on the other teams. Do you know guys on DePaul as well?
Oh,
that
yes.
play for DePaul. Okay.
Yes.
Sure. I know your teammate Frank Panos. His brother plays on DePaul, correct?
Yeah, that's going to be a very
little bit of a sibling rivalry
thing.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's excited for it too.
Any other guys that have connections with guys? I imagine being so close to, in proximity to each other, guys know each other from playing in high school or stuff like that.
Probably in juniors, I know a couple guys have connections with number 8 Health on the team, and I forgot he's a defenseman. He's a big dude, and I of course have. I used to play with number 23 on that team, Jalen Rea.
Okay.
He was actually my line mate every now and then in high school.
Okay.
So, that I definitely know him. He's excited. He actually DM'd me on Instagram. He's like, "Dude, you ready for this weekend?" I'm like, "Are you ready for this weekend?" So it's good to see like the competitiveness and like the friendships, but like once the puck drops, all that's gone.
It's all business.
Yeah.
Until the final horn sounds, and then
it's
back to being friends.
Yeah, get a beer with them after or something, Yeah.
It's all good after hockey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that those rivalries are always fun to be in. Those are the high energy games. Let's talk about kind of the rink you guys play at Canlin, and kind of the energy there. It seems like every game we're at, it's always such a loud atmosphere. Everyone's excited to be there. You guys, are all pumped up. You're helping to pump up the fans that are there, and the students that are there. What's it like to play in an environment like that where it's high energy? I imagine that it motivates the team even more.
Oh, it's really fun, especially I think last year when we played Northern Michigan, I scored a hat trick that game.
Nice.
And we had the youth team watching our game, and they're like, "Yeah, go number 2, go!" And it felt really good.
Sure.
So I felt like professional.
Yeah.
It's because it's rare where you see kids be like, "Dang, I want to be like that kid.
Yeah.
I want to get to that college level and play college hockey."
Yeah.
And playing at Canlin, I mean, it's not, of course, really set up collegiately.
Sure.
I mean, because you got 2 other rinks. It's a huge place. You got 2 other rinks on the other side, and of course, with games going on the other side, it's sort of distracting.
Yeah.
Now and then for fans.
Sure.
But I love the one thing I love the most is definitely the DJ. I'm a big music guy.
Okay.
If there's no music, I'm gonna have a terrible game. It's no doubt.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
Secret to success.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh yeah, I definitely need music at a game, or else I'm gonna be like, I don't have any energy. I don't
There's
know
just
what to
something
do,
missing.
man. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something missing.
Interesting.
Big. Yeah.
Nice. One last question.
Yes.
If you have to make an elevator pitch to anyone listening, students or non-students, people from outside of the university or in, about why they should come out this weekend and watch you guys Friday and Saturday against DePaul, what's your kind of 30-second elevator pitch?
Interesting. My 30-second, I would definitely imply come watch the physicality and the roughness of like the Lewis University Flyers taking on the DePaul Blue Demons, something like that. 7:30 at Canlin Ice Arena. I don't really know what else I have. I mean, it's funny because I'm just thinking about the game and like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how to really make that pitch. So I think that's all I got.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to come out and watch the Flyers hockey, we have a game 7:30 Friday, 5 o'clock on Saturday senior night. It'll be you and 4 other teammates, correct? If my math checks out.
Colton, Nick Made, and Joey Fiendaka. Yes.
Got it. So you 5, you'll be honored before the game.
Yes.
We'll be helping out with that as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
If you didn't know that
Nice.
as well, yeah,
Nice.
we'll be the voice from above,
Cool.
announcing
You will.
everything. I will
Very
be.
cool.
Yeah. I still got to get ready for that, but knock on wood, that'll go well.
That'll work out. Yeah.
But come out to Canlin. It's free with a student ID from Lewis, I believe, if I read the sign properly.
Yes.
And not very much if you aren't a student. It's fun entertainment. It's entertaining. It's fun to watch. You guys have been having a great season.
Thank you.
So the game's always fun to watch. High energy as well. So come out to Canlin if you're bored and blue with nothing to do on Friday and Saturday. Come support the Flyers on their last home series until they head off to Marion, which also should be a fun series because we get to tag along for that one, which will be great. So, David, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been great getting to know you a little bit more, getting to take a deeper dive into your hockey journey, really, which has been great. And we'll look forward to having the rest of your teammates come on throughout the show. But
Awesome.
I think that is it for our first show of the new semester. For the Dump and Chase podcast, this has been Reid and Rebecca, and we will see you all next week.